This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Oh my god, they got
where
the
he was
balloons in.
employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Well, they've even changed it to Stanley Parable too.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so yeah, they got the balloons in.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, and I already broken the game. Great.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I see a bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes, the bucket made it in. Ah, so we're taking it with us. Ooh, input. Looks like that reset, unfortunately. Oh, our new content is now gone. Oh well.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nope, we're going to the right door again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Well, the bucket is just telling me to do everything wrong first.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Yeah, I don't know how much new lines they've done for this. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, let's head on.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No.
No,
Yeah.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh god, I fucking love that. But yeah, I want to see if there's any secrets down this way first, so... Okay, let's do descending first.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket. Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true. You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive.
Ooh, wonder if we can get a secret going down here. Let's try it.
Whoops.
Or not.
Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. the bucket was wrong.
Oh, poor bucket.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope. We are going through here again.
No.
Said the bucket.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay, we're going to do this one first
In
and then go
here,
over to that
Said the
one.
bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Yeah, going into this room again.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Yeah, how about no?
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk.
It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh, great.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Oh, great, we got a new video to look at.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half. Pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm dunny with the funny" now.
Tony with the funny. That's so fucking stupid. And they made me laugh, so.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp.
Yeah, those faces were kind of creepy.
With each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threatened our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay, that was unexpected ending.
Hey,
I was not
goodness,
expecting
this
that.
video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay, I guess we're doing it again. Yeah, and they're giving us the barrier so we can't fucking jump off.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No, we are going to the right again. Oh, this is different.
What?
Oh, okay, we're back
at
here.
the phone already? No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
Yeah, it
There was
was.
supposed to be a build-up to this
already
point.
plugged
A dramatic
unplugged.
display of remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh no, yeah, we're not gonna watch it again, are we?
Here we go.
Oh no,
You ready?
good.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we're at the phone room again.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, resetting.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay, let's try this again.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, yeah, it just keeps on resetting.
Here we go. You ready?
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something
Hold
up
on.
there I need you to do.
Stanley
something
did
down
not question
there.
why or how this
Collectible.
bucket was speaking.
I sees it.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets
I
can't
need to find a
But
way to
Stanley
get down
chose
there.
not to think about this obvious fact. He was
do
firmly
we get
convinced
down
that the
there?
bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, I see it down there. Okay, there must be a way to get down there.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley, once again, obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay, let's try answering the phone this time.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Oh, this is different.
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Okay, this is very nice. Very, very nice. Compared to our other home. Where is our bucket anyway? Also just noticed that there's drawings there. Oh, bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Just hate to take me to work with you.
The
Oh,
Stanley
okay, we're going to
Parable
work.
Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay, just checking for any secrets. Okay, bucket! Proceed to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay, bucket is over here. Okay, I can press J to go back to work.
I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
No.
It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Okay, don't listen to that loud man. Press U to take us back home. Oh, it's my turn now.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Okay then, take the bucket again. Press N to ignore anyone in your life except me.
It's sad.
There's nighttime in
I
here
suppose
too.
he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
See, now you understand. Okay, believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press K to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
You're starting to get it. Okay, press K to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh,
And
what
we're
am I
trapped in this
saying?
room.
Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Okay, go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no.
Oh, there's curtains here
I'm
now.
having feelings
Oh,
for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on?
romantic
Why do I want
dinner.
to be with the bucket? Hear what the
that
bucket
room
has
is
to
open.
say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
no, we're not gonna do what I think we're going to do the fucking bucket. Like, really?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me.
No.
Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. Okay, that got really creepy really fast. Go back to work, Stanley. There's a phone. Phone.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Okay, that was freaking cool. Also, just realized that there's no narrator so far.
Warmth
Oh, there we go.
spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
But also, I found, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's all that? Okay, But yeah, fell through the floor again. Oh, new hallway. What the hell? Okay, I'm very concerned. Very, very concerned. Also, it's kind of weird that I'm
All
still
of his
holding the bucket.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
new
go to the
hallway.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, that's very weird.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Okay,
He'd
now I
never
have
be
2
alone
buckets.
again, not truly alone. Not with the bucket around,
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Here we go. Haha. That's how we get to here. Now I'm stuck. Okay, hold on. You're going on a little adventure to get a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Yay.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh, I certainly will. Okay, let's go back. Try not to fall. Where does this take us? Where is this? Okay, we've never been here before. We've got new shit. There's a lot of cassette tapes. Really liking this. I was not expecting it to load us in here. I was expecting it to at least take us back to the 2 doors. Ooh.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
Okay, I was not expecting that to turn into a horror game. That was fucking creepy. Okay, so there's a thing here. Matron say in the meeting room. That was definitely not there. Also, bucket.
The good
Taking
old
it.
bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Okay, let's go to the meeting room. Well, I want to go this way anyway because we're
Stanley
still not
touched the bucket tightly
done
to it.
with the
This
endings
was
here.
not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself.
Okay, there was nothing
No,
new in there, so never mind.
The bucket was wrong. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
If we are going this way for this ending. He's strangely not saying anything, which is creeping me the fuck out.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Oh,
Stanley,
really?
How could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay, this is definitely a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, is this a bucket? I mean, yes.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh god, this is going to be stupid.
Is this a bucket?
Okay, we'll do the correct answers first. So,
Incorrect. It is a
Wait, what?
hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
really? Okay, well, I'm going to say yes to everything.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, yeah, I got one right.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Yep,
Is
got
this
another
a
trunk.
bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is.
Apparently it was.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Can you just imagine him hiding behind the curtain there? Just trying to find it. Oh, okay,
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here, and I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No,
Okay.
don't take the bucket
Here we
from
go.
us. No. Don't take our bucket away from us.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
I guess
My
so.
God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And
Yay.
we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. Okay, let's begin.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do all the correct answers this time.
Item
So,
1. Is this a bucket?
no, hologram.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay, next
Item
one.
2. Is this a bucket?
No, it is not.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay, bring us the next one.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes, it is.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, next is the truck.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No, it is not.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
You're welcome. But next one is questionable. Because
Is this a
think-
bucket?
you think it's not, but it is.
Correct.
Yay.
This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Okay, we can apparently pick any answer, so... because it's both.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Okay, so I want to try pressing this one next.
Yes.
Yay!
Thank
Got it
you.
right.
There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so it's pretty much doing the same thing anyway, no matter what I did. So,
What happened? Is everything gone?
yeah, everything
Why
was a
did everything
bucket.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, so I only just remembered when I was going back here to get the collectible that there's actually another ending in this room.
So the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
But yeah, there's an elevator in here, because I completely forgot that this was an ending.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
I care about you, Stanley.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want.
Yes,
Let's do it.
Adventure Line. Oh my god, this makes me so happy.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes, do it, do it. Yes! Oh man, this makes me so happy. It's probably one of my favorite endings.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
I want the music.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No, fuck you. Follow the line. Oh man, this makes me happy. Although I am sad that
Don't you
there's
get
no
it, Stanley?
music.
We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. I'm not destroying the
Can
bucket.
you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I'm never ready.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ow, my eyes. Was that probably my whole body?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
But it was worth it, because I get to keep my bucket.